Hey folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today we're going to return to the show in Sweden that The Warning did, because this happens to be a really good source for clips. This tour in general has been sorely lacking in good clips for us to view. So we're very excited to take a look at this. I found a channel with a couple of clips on it, actually 3, but we've already looked at one of them. But he's also got Escapism, which we're going to look at today, and then there's another one that we'll probably get to a little bit later on. Really good sound quality is what I noted. It is from a little bit further back, but he does occasionally get the jumbotrons. But the quality of the sound really helps a lot. So we have checked out a few things from this show already, and it's been loads of fun. This was definitely a good show. There's no question about that. And the audience was stoked to be there. We've seen them do Dust to Dust, Dull Knives, Sharks, and Que Mas Quieres. And today we'll add Escapism to that list. So, Adrian, any thoughts ahead on the previous clips we've seen from this show? Or
I just like what I've heard from the show so far. As usual, they're really intense. The performance is really intense.
Yep, and the audience is totally into it.
Yeah,
and it's not raining or anything. They are a little chilly. This is the first show, so they didn't realize warm clothes are important, even in the summertime in Sweden. So that's all right. That's all right. Live and learn, But all right, let's check this out, and then we will talk about it afterwards. What do you say?
All right.
Get me out of my head. Get me out of my bed. Make me over until forget. There is time not to be wasted. You feel something inside. I will stop and hold you. Into the void.
I had kind of figured they might do the longer version, but that's okay. It sounded great.
Yeah.
What'd you think, Adrian?
It's intense as usual, and they just keep getting better. And it's like, what are they going to sound like a few years from now? Can you imagine that? They just keep raising the bar, and they continue to amaze us.
Yeah, for sure. There were a couple of little things in there that I think Danny had a little bit of an issue with one of the vocal lines. Just one of the high notes that she hit. It sounded like she fried out on a little bit. Again, first show, in a little while. Other than that, yeah, it sounded pretty good. There was some cleanness to the sound that I'm not used to hearing with this song. It probably helps that they're outdoors, but it felt a lot more modular, like you could kind of hear their intent a little bit better. It sounded a little more minimalist, just because probably the sound was getting dispersed a little faster than it would be in, say, your typical indoor venue, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's kind of like a nice dry sound, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, kind of like that. And it worked. It worked really well. Some songs you can't do that. You do that and you're like, we lost something here. But this one, and I don't mean this band particularly, I just mean in general, a lot of times songs will sound a little odd without some kind of, I don't know if they were devoid of effects. I don't think so. I think it was just that the air took away some of the stuff, maybe reverberation or things that we're normally hearing. I liked it. It sounded good.
Another thing I noticed, this probably isn't the first time that happened, but I noticed, when Danny sings that it's the hope that kills you, the tone is sort of like, it's the hope that kills you, instead of, I think what I remember from the album, that part was more like, it's the hope that kills you.
Yeah, it probably depends on the day. It would be my guess on that one, and what's going on and what the audience is like. Literally, with the audience in a lot of these situations, they are helping to define how the song is going to sound. The Warning, like so many bands, will feed off their audience's energy. So whatever happens to be going on in front of Danny at that moment could very well affect how she decides to deliver each song line, even though they are, for the most part, they've been decided how they're going to be. But yeah, that's one of the fun things about live, is they can change based on conditions, the conditions of the day.
Yeah, and sometimes under those conditions, it can sound like a whole new song. So it can sound different enough that,
that's true. That's true. Although I think in this case, you can tell it's the same song. It's just that it does sound a little different. So I'm glad we're still looking at tracks from this particular concert. I do hope that another concert drops sometime where we can actually watch the show. Get a little more fan cam video footage would be really great. Again, for those wondering, we can't touch Rock Am Ring without risking a strike. It's just the way it is. But again, if fan cam footage shows up, tell us about it. We'd like to know about it for sure. All right, folks. Well, why don't you let us know what you thought of this? And of course, if you were there, you can mention it below. I know some people were there. Some of our regulars were there, even traveled from America. And give your thoughts in general. If you have other suggestions for us, please leave those below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed our presentation, please subscribe. Don't forget, we also have Modern Rock Talk, our second channel, where I put up interview reactions. And there are a couple interviews up now from Rock Am Ring. And also one short one from this one in Sweden. So if you haven't seen those, go take a look. And thanks so much for joining us today here, and we will catch you on the next one, all right? Take care, folks.
See you all later.